the topic for today was to look at CRMs, see uh, what you may have found. What did you find? What did you see about it? What likes or dislikes? Did you get it? Is it free? Did you set it up? And so forth. So hold on one second. Let one more person in. Okay. All right. So let's start from left to right. Uh, and let's discuss what CRM did you happen to investigate? Is there one that you picked, and how do you like it? So left to right, Alicia, you go. Tell me. Tell us what you got.
Okay. So I have been using Pipeline CRM.
Okay.
I'm very comfortable using it. I am moving and migrating my information from Pipeline to RealNext because
Okay.
that's what I use for my brokerage. And it has way more flexibility, and I can track properties a lot better in that system. So that's what I'll be using is RealNext.
Okay. Got you. Got you. How much can you give us some maybe because so many of us are using different things, and I think some people may still be um investigating and stuff like that. Can you
Yes.
tell us some of the specifics that you like that's making you move over to Real Next from Pipeline? Like,
Yeah,
so
I
yeah,
can.
okay, good,
So for okay, so there's different users. When you
okay,
have entry level, you have the mid level, and you have the sophisticated.
okay,
I'm gonna break my response down into that.
okay,
If you're new to systems and you're new to CRM, period, I recommend you use like a MailChimp, Constant Contact, something that is free.
okay,
Okay. Get into the rhythm of utilizing the system, taking notes, sending messages out before you go into a paid system. Because a lot of investors mess up because they're paying all this stuff and they're not getting income. So once you move from starting out that initial stage, then move towards the pay for stage, which is what we have on Pipeline CRM or any other system that you have. I utilize that one because it's very easy to track information. It connects to my email. You can put in all these different notes and track different investments. The reason why I'm moving to RealNext is
right,
because I can search properties specifically in that
okay,
system, and I
okay,
can run both my brokerage and my investment out of the same system and keep them separate. So I like that one. The reason why I'm migrating to that one is because I can create different teams. So you know how in investment, you can invest in one property with a specific team.
yeah,
I can create something for that team in RealNext to where all of the contacts, all of the leads, all of the property data information, the attachments, and the investors, as far as contacts, I can put them all in that one system under that team and
right,
keep track of it like that. So that's the reason why I'm moving to RealNext because I can keep the different investments and the teams separate.
okay. Now, but you also mentioned about uh looking. I think did you say you could look for properties in Real Next?
You can. So on my end, there's a number of brokerages and
Yeah,
brokers and agents that
right,
list their property in RealNext. So there's a listing side to it to where
yeah,
I can search property, I can get data,
Okay.
that's inside of the system, and
Good.
not just for Arizona, but for everywhere that a broker or agent has input information.
Yeah.
So nationwide.
Do they have to have real next too?
Who the brokers?
The the
Um,
the listing brokers that may have let's say Marcus and Millichap,
uh-huh.
do they have to have real next in order for those properties to show up into real next?
Um, y- yes to your
Okay.
question.
Okay.
The rep does have to have real next in order to put it in. But
Gotcha.
if they put a property in that was not theirs, like their listing,
Yeah.
so you know how we prospect and we put our properties in there, you
Yeah.
can see that as well. So it doesn't
Gotcha.
have to be a listed property.
Okay. Okay. So would you tell a new person that's brand spanking new, would you tell him to get a real next or to get a pipeline?
I would tell them to get a pipeline.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right. Daniel Leahy. So did the homework, I'm not gonna say homework, but the assignment was to look at a CRM, something that you may want to use. Since some people are new, some people are not, some people have never dealt with CRMs, and to try to find if you don't have a big database, to try to find something that was free and that fits your needs. So can you tell us what did you find when it comes to a CRM? Is there a particular CRM that you picked, and tell us why you picked that particular one if you picked one?
Sure. So uh, the short answer is HubSpot. I
Okay.
chose HubSpot because it starts off free, but it has room for growth depending on the contacts and the other services that you need. They do everything from CRM for sales. They also do marketing stuff, kind of like the MailChimp stuff. They have a service platform, automation platform. They have a whole bunch of stuff. I
Yeah.
pretty much have explored it on the contact and the CRM side of
Yeah.
things, but it has room for growth, and that's the reason why. And it starts out free. For I
Gotcha.
think the first 500 contacts is I think what it is. It can also be linked to other services like MailChimp. So if you were to do marketing through um, HubSpot, I found out it's a paid service of some kind at a certain point, but you can link it to MailChimp and synchronize both contacts. So all the contacts in HubSpot would be the same as MailChimp and vice versa. And then MailChimp can send out your newsletters, for instance. So
Gotcha.
it's linked up that way.
Okay.
The other cool thing that I did really like is at different events, HubSpot has a really nice app where you can take somebody's business card and do a business card scan, and it
Yeah.
goes right in there, which also links right to MailChimp. So so far there's a lot of cool features, and it's not paid. So
Gotcha. So
yep.
let me ask you this. Before HubSpot, was there any did you look at anything else to compare to?
Yeah, so previously I've used different CRMs in the past, Salesforce, more sophisticated stuff,
Yeah.
Dynamics, paid services is just not what we need.
Gotcha.
Excel is the most basic that I think I just started out before putting it over to HubSpot. I kind of imported all the contacts from
Okay.
Excel.
Okay.
And when I was with Open Door Capital, they actually used Asana, which I also tried to entertain.
Okay.
Asana it's one of those things that I learned that they do that I disagree with. And Asana was great, but there's not a really good system or platform or properties that could be. It's not a CRM. It's more of a project management software.
Right.
So Asana was another one, but Asana has its own purposes, but not for this, in my opinion.
Got you. Got you.
Yep,
Okay. So, question: I noticed you mentioned HubSpot, but and you also mentioned Mailchimp.
correct.
So HubSpot cannot send out emails.
It can, but I think that it's paid, like paid services,
Ah,
as
okay.
opposed to
I got
Mailchimp,
you.
which at least starting out, I
Yeah.
think is free.
Okay.
So like
So,
HubSpot
so
eventually might make sense to integrate it all as one,
yeah,
but not at this stage.
got you. So you
Yeah,
use HubSpot because it's free, but you use Mailchimp because it's free, and with the both of them together, you got free, and you could do it.
correct.
That's what I was trying to get at. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
So for new people who have never had a CRM before, what would you say to them that could help them out?
Excel.
Okay. Okay then.
I mean, you want to get. I mean, that's you know, I go with Excel. I think that's
Okay.
easy enough for the most beginner user. It can do a lot, and then once you build up that list, it's easy to import. Don't start on
Okay.
a notepad or anything like that. You'll just be typing it back in Excel to import it into on a platform you end up using.
Okay. Cool.
That's my
Cool.
thought.
All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Quick,
Thurman, how you doing?
quick follow up, Daryl,
Sure. Sure. Sure.
regarding what Daniel said. Everybody has contacts. Hopefully, you have contacts in a like cloud platform. Most of us will have it saved on our phone. So whatever brand phone, if it's Apple, if it's Sony, Samsung, whatever, you'll want to save your contacts to like your Google Contacts, your Yahoo, whatever system you use. So when Daniel says Excel, you can go into, I'm going to say Google because that's what I use. I've used it since its inception. You can go in, export your contacts. When you
Yeah.
select export, it downloads it into a spreadsheet. And in that spreadsheet, you want to have your categories of the name, the address, the contact, and then notes. And under notes, you could put where you met them from so that when you upload that spreadsheet into your system, because I would recommend not tracking it on Excel. I would recommend that you do it electronically, meaning if you use contacts, use it in contacts or the MailChimp campaign, but export it to that system, but a free system.
Gotcha. Okay. Cool. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Thurman, how you doing?
Doing all
Sorry.
right, doing all right.
All right. So Thurman, CRM, that's what the
Mm-hmm.
conversation is about.
Mm-hmm.
Was there did you look at CRM to see which one may be best fit for you? And if so, which one do you think is the best fit for you? And which one are you using if you're using one?
I've been using CRMs forever. I started out with App 101, and I think that was actually the best CRM that I ever had. They don't support it any longer, at least not widely anyway. Um, the CRM that I use the most right now is one that is tied to my website.
Okay.
My website has an IDX feed to it, so I kind of like that. So as a realtor, it does exactly what I needed to do, except some of the drip campaigns are not date specific. So I can't say, on this anniversary date, it's, 5 days after this, 10 days after that. So doing a drip campaign is good, but I can't target specific dates in it. I have another CRM which does allow me to do that. So I use both of them. And then
Okay.
I do a newsletter that comes out every 2 weeks, and that has a separate CRM. But when I get new contacts, they all want to getting linked to each other, so I don't have duplicate data entries to do.
Okay. So what's the name? So what's the name of you said the first CRM was called you said Apple?
ACT, ACT.
Oh,
101.
act. Okay,
Yeah,
okay, okay.
that
And
goes
and
back.
and what's the name of the CRM you use now?
Pro Agent.
Okay, so you use it, and you said you use three. What's the other two?
And the other one is Home Action, which is actually a newsletter based product. So they curate articles for you. You can add your own articles to it. Comes out every 2 weeks. So I got like 3,000 people on that list right now.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Cool. All right. All right. Thank you very much. And you said you sitting up.
But now I do have another platform. It's called Podio, which I started using because I was doing construction management work on it and talking to all these gurus and whatnot. Someone had another program which was built on Podio for real estate investors. So, like what Ashley Alicia was talking about, the ability to create separate, they call them workspaces, where you can have different kinds of things going on all on the same platform, but it's a
Right.
paid subscription.
Right. Okay, but so my question to you is this: which one would you recommend to a new person
If
that's
they,
trying to get a CRM? Huh?
if they were a real estate agent,
No, no, investor.
as an investor, uh, I like Podio as an investor because that I can create it to track anything and everything that I want to. I can set up separate workspaces for different projects.
Right.
And it has utmost flexibility. And it doesn't cost that much either on a monthly basis. And like you're
Okay.
saying, you can set up levels of people, you have guests, regular
Right.
users, advanced users, and admins, so you can restrict how people have to get access to stuff. So yeah, as an investor, that's what I would use.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you. Thank you very much. Lily, how you doing? Think I think Lily audio isn't working because she came off mute, but we still can't hear her. Oh, I can't hear her. Can anyone else hear her?
No.
Oh, can you hear me? No, we can't hear you. Okay. All right. Lily, I'll come back to you. Don't worry. Evan. Evan here?
Yeah, so I've been using over the past couple of years, I've been using HubSpot because it's free.
Yeah.
That's what my main reason for using it. But prior to HubSpot, I was using Zoho for it's more. It has a lot more. That's when I used to do a lot of social media stuff. I used to post stuff on social media, schedules things on social media and things like that. So it allows you to do that to schedule your postings and manage your. It has a bunch of other features Zoho does than
Right.
HubSpot. I think HubSpot has some of those features now too, but for a new beginner, someone starting out, I would definitely recommend HubSpot because it's pretty simple, it's pretty easy. And then when you want to start scaling up, you want to start paying, then you may want to go to a platform like Zoho because it has a lot more features to it. So that would be
Okay.
my recommendation.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you very
I
much.
agree. That was actually Zoho was actually one that I was entertaining too, and it seemed like they were very close together, HubSpot and Zoho. Right.
Okay.
Zoho's huge. It's very robust.
Yeah.
Is it
I
better
found
than
it
Active
complicated.
Campaign? It's complicated?
Well, I think it has even more that you can expand to, kind of like what Evan was saying. So like maybe as you get even more sophisticated,
Yeah.
that might be something I think I found HubSpot to be simpler. So
It is.
yeah.
Gotcha. Okay. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right. I know Marcus said he was in a tour, so I'm gonna skip over Marcus because he may not be able to talk.
I'm in my
Sonia.
car, now. I can talk.
Oh, you in your car.
Yeah, I'm
So
in my car waiting for it to start up.
gotcha.
Mm, Yeah, so right now, one of the things that I like, I started using the one you had, Pipeline, because I really
Right,
didn't know anything about CRMs when I started. And
right.
then my other mentor over there, Miss Alicia, after hearing her talk about the Real Next and exploring it, and then I realized I was paying for it, I switched and started using Real Next. And Real Next for me, I'm glad that I followed Alicia's advice because I talked to her about it. And I
Yeah,
did because it's really good for me because one, I didn't know anything about CRMs.
yeah,
So when I started using this, I realized everything that Alicia said plus more. When I say more, I did a marketing campaign for this house that I'm looking at for the broker I'm working with, and you could put it out right from your account into social media. So you can make a marketing brochure, you can make a flyer with Real Next. You can look up property records, you can look up the mortgage, the ownership of the and the loan details of the mortgage, commercial properties. And since my business plan, I do residential too, buy and rehab and sell residential property along with that. I can look up that information along with it. The other part of that is once you put a broker's information in there,
yeah.
it'll search out any other properties you have and stuff on there. So I'm going to go on top of what Alicia says this can do. So for me, because I was already paying for this service already, I never
Yeah.
really utilized it. So now that I'm utilizing, it's really good. It's everything what you said, Alicia said, plus what I said on top of it. Like today, the other day I was learning how to do a marketing brochure or marketing campaign. It's
Right.
good, but I wouldn't say suggesting someone who just started out, as they said, should go into buy this because this is a couple $100 a month and stuff for this thing, so
Gotcha.
on there when you could go with for free. But for me, this Real Next is really good. And like Alicia said, you could put my brokerage as well as my investment information in there. And I had Real Next download all the buildings in Essex and Union counties for me. It cost me about $600 for them to do it, but it was better than me trying to do it and trying to go through them. And they downloaded it all there, so they can download any market in the country you want and stuff in there. So they'll take outside of what's already in there, they'll put more of the apartments and whatever properties you want, whatever type of properties you're looking for, they'll download it in there.
Got
So,
you.
so
Got you.
this one was pretty good. Thank you, Miss
Okay.
Alicia.
You're welcome, Marcus. So to give you an idea, you can put
Wait,
your
wait, wait,
calendar.
wait. Hold on a second.
Okay.
Marcus, did you see the campaign that I sent out? I think it was called the impact of the interest rate.
I saw the email. Yes, I didn't get a chance to read it yet.
Okay,
Yes, I did.
okay. So if you were to send out something like that from
Mm-hmm.
RealNext, right?
It'll send it to all your social media accounts, wherever you load up.
But will the KW brand be on it?
You don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to
You
put
should
the
put it
like
on there.
mine's is one is KW and the other one is New Era Properties LLC.
I told you don't have to have it on there.
You don't have to
He
do it on
doesn't
there.
believe me.
Right, right. One is for KW and
Yeah.
the other one is New Era Properties LLC.
So the recommendation is from Alicia and Marcus for Daryl Murphy Sr.
Is to get real
There you go.
and
Because so you could put your calendar, your
yes.
contacts, your
Yep.
projects. You can classify companies if you don't have a contact, an individual person contact.
Yep.
You can add companies. You can add properties that will show it on a map. You can add spaces inside of those individual properties. You can do lease comps, sell comps. You can do deals,
Yep.
listings, their support settings, and databases. And that's all just me looking on my phone from the phone app. There's more stuff that you can do. I mean, it's robust.
Right. So,
Especially if
but
you buy it, you're
Marcus
paying
said
for it now.
he has his investments plus his
Yes.
KW, but he said he had to pay an additional $600.
that was his choice
Right.
for them to upload everything into the system. You, Daryl, can do that yourself and avoid that fee. I didn't pay anything extra. And what
Okay.
I did was I took a list straight that I downloaded from CoStar with a whole bunch of properties because, you know, we all prospecting, right?
Right.
So I took all of those properties. Those properties come with the owner contact. They come with the broker contact, and sometimes they come with the property manager contact. So from that Excel spreadsheet, I uploaded it into my CRM, which is RealNext. And
Yeah.
what happened is under properties category, all of those properties are listed. Under those properties, it has a contact category. Under that category, it shows the owner, it shows the property manager, it shows the broker. But under my contacts, if I'm looking for those individuals, they also show up there. So one thing connects to the other. And that's why I think it's good for investors as well, because that's how we prospect, right? We try to
Right.
stay in contact with the owners. And because you're also prospecting brokers, you can stay in contact with the brokers. You have one upload that has all of that information in it.
Okay. So
Absolutely. And Darryl, I'm a compound on what Alicia said. The reason why I pay is the shortcut because she's more tech savvy than I am. So I shortcutted it by just giving them the money to do what Alicia did herself already because she's fully aware and knows how to do it.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
Right.
I got you. Okay.
Right.
So that's pretty interesting. Because the one thing that stays on my mind is, I want to send out my campaigns, and I'm starting to send them out once a week, but I don't
You'll
want
sit,
I don't want no
But you
other
don't-
brand on it.
You don't
No,
do
you-
brokerage.
you just don't do brokerage and you can set
Yeah.
it up and it'll automatically send it out for you, Darryl, wherever you want. All your social media and stuff, it'll do it for you.
All you do is what is that? Murphy Bainer Financial Group,
Group.
right?
Yeah.
That's all you do. So when you upload your logo into the system, that's what it will use. Whatever you upload in there, however you set it up, that's what will go out.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Well, thank you. I want to thank Alicia and Marcus for that, man. That's good information.
And
However,
one more thing I'm gonna add on
Yeah.
to it. The training is free for
Yeah.
Keller Williams brokers. So you can just they just had one today. So every week they have one. So you can just go on this training.
I've sent you the link.
Okay. Sounds
Even
good.
if you missed the live
But-
training, you can tap
Yeah.
on those links and see the recorded training.
Absolutely. And Mrs. Milton, thank God she helped me and sent me. So
All right.
Amen.
thank you again.
But
Wow, that's interesting.
ask Lacey your question because she uses the CRM for her website, which works really good too, especially for all of you newbies out there.
All right, so hold on. I'm gonna get to Lacey. I gotta get to Sonia first. So
Oh yes.
all right. So
I tried to
Sonia-
help Sonia out and give her more time.
she need
No,
more time.
You know what? I tell you, for years, because I'm sort of like Thurman, I use ACT and Salesforce for years and years and years. They were just fantastic. They worked really well when I was selling, advertising for television and radio. But now, since I'm doing this, I don't have that big list of clients yet. So
Right.
what I started to do is I started using MailChimp because I'm not doing it the way you guys, I think, in terms of doing something on a weekly, bi-weekly basis. What
Right.
I started doing now is one of my friends, this Armenian doctor, he just invested in something we did. And he had some other doctors that wanted to invest too, but they couldn't because I didn't have a prior relationship. So what I'm starting to do now, he's got like 30 or 40 doctors in this network. I'm starting to do like you did, Daryl, with the email you sent out about the cap rates.
Yeah.
I'm starting to send them information, but I'm not doing that yet. I'm just kind of like doing like a mock presentation of what to look for, in terms of the rate of returns, just kind of like what we do and kind of like, and I want to ask you too, if I send them information and some of the doctors haven't called or talked to me, whatever, does it still count as having a prior relationship if it's just sending information? Does that count?
That's pretty good.
Have they
That's a good
responded?
question.
Have you
Yeah, have they?
interacted with?
Well,
Yeah.
some of them like one of the guy like he does mostly just surgery, so I don't have time to. He doesn't give back anything, so maybe I should just ask him to respond receipt, or I received it or whatever. How should I move forward with?
Have you had any back and forth, a face to face, a phone call, email back and forth at all ever with that?
Well, there's like 40 of them, and I think with maybe 10 of them, 10 out of his network, I've had conversations with. But the other ones are, it's really hard to narrow doctors down. It really is.
Yeah, it is.
Trying to get that time with them. I don't know, moving forward. I don't know. We even suggested having like a barbecue at the house and having them all come over. But my friend who's in charge, he was like saying it's gonna be kind of hard getting them all together because some are in Orange County. So I just want to know if I keep sending them stuff, can I count as a relationship because I'm sending them information?
I don't think so.
Well, let me ask Callister and Associates, because that's an excellent question. Let me ask Callister and Associates. But my question is, you got his email. How did you get his email?
Right.
Because my friend gave him all the email. He gave me all of his friends' emails. Because what happened is, after we got this deal, he invested about 100K in it. And then he told some of his friends about it, and some of them wanted to invest. And I had to explain to them that they couldn't. So I said to him, give me their email address so I can start for the next opportunity, start knowing them and everything. So
actually, if that one investor invested in your deal, those others could have.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? You know John Manafree, right?
Yeah.
Okay, this is what John Manafree, that new building in Des Moines. John said he talked to his attorney. They had to give the money back. They couldn't take his money because even though I knew that Dr. Kosker, I didn't know the other ones. So the other ones who wanted to invest, we had to not take the money. So I don't get that. I don't know if it's different states or different. This was a 504B. I don't know if it's because it was a 504B or because I had never heard of a 504B until we did it.
Really? So now that's a good question, because as far as I know, according to my SEC attorney, as long as I know Alicia and Alicia invests, whoever Alicia brings, they can invest.
Okay.
Because the question is going to say, how did you hear about this investment? And it's right. and they're going to say through Alicia Milton. And then the SEC is going to say, who in the world is Alicia Milton? And they're going to say, Alicia Milton knows Daryl. Oh, Daryl, you have a private relationship with Alicia Milton? Yes. There you go.
Okay, so moving forward, I think then that's something that I can do then, because we had to give it back. We couldn't take the money.
Wow.
I think because it's a 504B, I don't know if that was the issue. Maybe that was the reason we couldn't do it.
Right. Well, I'm going to have Cindy Merlis to come and talk to us.
I would like to hear that.
Yeah. You know who Cindy Merlis is, right?
No.
Yeah. Cindy Merlis from Callister Associates. That's my attorney, who I use. Well, I use Callister Associates, but she's part of the team. I'm going to have her, because she spoke with the commercial multifamily masterminds. Maybe about a year or 2 ago, 2 years ago, I think it was. I'll ask her to come back and to talk to us again, and that way you can ask that question right there.
Because she can explain the 506C, the 504B, and the differences. Because Charles Seaman, what he does is he does a 506B for a new investment, like he's doing right now. 506B for 3 weeks. Then he takes it to a 506C after those 3 weeks. And the reason he does that is because the first 3 weeks, he wants to open it to everyone. And then it becomes only, and I didn't know you can do that.
Oh yeah, you could do that. You have to, it costs you a little bit, but yeah, you could definitely do that.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be great if you can have her as a guest speaker. It'd be nice.
Yeah.
Even if it's only Tuesday morning, because the Tuesday morning meetings, you have a lot of people who probably have the same concerns or same questions.
Well, it's going to be on our Tuesday morning. So everybody here, come to the Tuesday morning meeting, and because that's where she's going to be. I'm going to have her come over there. I want everybody come over from here to come over there. And
That'd be
invite
great.
your friends. Invite your friends.
Thank you.
Okay, who's the last person? Lacey, she's the last. Lily, I
Really?
read. Lily said because I don't want Lily to think I'm ignoring her. Lily, are you part of the GOB Queens? Let's see if she type it in.
Girl, you're a queen. You gotta join us.
She's a queen. She's part of the GOB Queens.
Part of what? No, she said no.
Oh,
So
she's not.
she wants a link to your meeting. Alicia, you're gonna put it in there to the
Okay.
Daryl's meeting. She needs a link to the Tuesday morning meetings.
Yeah, Lily, come to the Tuesday morning meeting. That way you can learn about the GOB Queens. Sonia, Alicia, Lacey, the three of them are part of the GOB Queens. That's a women's group, only strictly women, and y'all could have fun and do y'all thing. All right. And okay, so Lacey, you're up. You're the last one. Talk to us, Lacey, about the CRM. Then
I came
then I'll
in a
talk
little
about mine.
late to that.
That's okay.
So
So what are you using? And tell us some of the other things that you use.
oh, okay. So for my CRM, I'm just using my web host, my Wix. Super easy, super helpful. Everything's connected, which I like. User friendly.
And does it feeds right into everything? I mean, if I go to your site, put in my name, it just feeds right into all of that?
Yep, and I already have things automated, so I'll have like a welcome email automated, and I think like 2 or 3 email sequences after that.
Oh, okay. Can you send out newsletters and stuff?
Yep, yep.
Okay. Now, is that free?
I want to say it's with I think I pay like $30 a month for my website and stuff, so I think it's all included with that.
Gotcha. Okay. All right, cool. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right.
Absolutely.
So to end this, everyone, I'm just going to share with you my screen. When I started out, hold on a second. Let me hide this floating, it's called the floating meeting control. That thing moves everywhere and it gets on my nerves. When I started out, I started out using Pipe Drive. Pipe Drive was very limited. Well, I was able to do what I need to do, but they wouldn't allow me to send out more than 100 at a time. So I had to send out 100 at a time, 100, then come back to 100. And that was fine for the beginning because I only had like 300 or 400. But then I started growing and I wanted to send out like 1,000 at a time. And they said, sorry, but you can't do that. So I had to go searching for someone else. So then I jumped over here to Pipeline. Pipeline is fantastic. So what limitation does Pipeline have? Pipeline, you can only send out 1,000 at a time. And I had over 2,000. So I had to do the first 1,000, and then I had to come back and do the second 1,000. And if there was any after, then I would do a third batch, and that would send out the remaining. I was able to with Pipeline, I was able to break it down. I was able to break it down where I could send out by state, by whether if a person is accredited, non-accredited. I was able to send out stuff like that. I did like where I was able to create my own templates and stuff like that, to send out to people. As you can see right here, I have some of my own templates here that I created. All right. But after a certain point, I had, now believe it or not, I still have it, but the reason why I'm having is because Active Campaign, it's not allowing me to, well, I can't say it's not allowing me. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Oh no, let me go. Is that no? Yeah. Oh, hold on a minute. I think it's here. Oops. Oh, wait a minute, right here. Okay. So right here, in order to send out, let me make this 100. In order to send out a campaign, right, you have to create a list. And so I had to create a list for each and every one of these things here, right? So here's commercial brokers, here commercial lenders, commercial multifamily, GOB, all of
Wait,
this, right?
yeah, when you say list, you mean a list of people or list of the campaign name?
No, a list of a list of tags that you may have created.
Okay.
So I created accredited so everyone that's
Oh,
accredited
okay.
goes up under this here, right?
Okay.
And now the only thing I don't like about Active Campaign, I have all my people in here by market, city, state. Then I have my tags, but they won't let me send out. The system will not let me send out a campaign using only the state. They said in order for me to do that, I have to create a list. So let's say everybody live in Texas. I have to create a list for Texas. That's what I was starting to do. And then I got frustrated. I was like, yo, this is gonna take me forever. So now I would have to do that for every single state that somebody is in here. I got to create a list for every single state, right? And I'm like, I
Okay.
don't want to do that. So I'm trying to think. I'm still trying to talk to them about how can I send out a campaign to people only in Texas, people only in California, people only in New Jersey, without me having to create a list because I have a column that says state and all the states are there. I don't see why I can't use that. But this is Active Campaign. Here are some of the campaigns that I've created. Um, and reminders and stuff like that. You know, I send out. This one here is scheduled to go out on the 13th. As you can see right here, I've already starting to get things. Now I'm trying to put them on a schedule now because I have to keep investors informed, and I have not been doing it like I'm supposed to, like I be telling everybody else to do. I'm gonna tell you to do something, and I'm not doing it, right? So but I do keep my investors up to date on what I'm doing when it comes to a reminder, and that's where this will come in. I will have. Let me put this in alphabetical order, right quick. Um, okay, right here. So like if I send out an update, which is right here. No, that's an update link. Oh no, it's called investors update. I think it's called right here. Yeah. So my investors update, I send out all the time. Not all the time, but I send it out, let them know what's going on, what properties we're working on, stuff like that. Um, Pipeline is not expensive. It's $59. You can set it up the way you want. Just remember, if you go over 1,000, you can only send out 1,000 at a time. You're gonna send out the first 1,000, then you got to come back. You send out the second 1,000. Okay. With Active Campaign, I have over 2,000, and all I do is, if I want to send out to 2,000, all I got to do is send it out to 2,000. Boom, gone one time. I don't have to do that one, all of that. But Active Campaign it does cost. I think it's like one something, and then after you hit a certain number, but right now I'm at 2,200, I think, and 25. But as soon as I hit, I think 2,500, they're gonna bump me up. And I'm gonna get a warning. You're close to being upgraded. And this is what your new price is going to be. So that's to let y'all know. If you go over that certain threshold, they're gonna put you to that next category, and you got to pay. All right. But other than that, I do like Active Campaign. I'm starting to get a little more creative. Now I'm starting to use different backgrounds like this right here, try to make it look snappy and all of this kind of stuff. Before I just kept it simple, basic with this right here. But I'm learning now how to work with it. And they do give you some campaign template, or that's not it. All campaigns. Okay, well, anyway, if you, oh, I didn't mean, that's okay. Well, that's all campaigns, but they also give you campaigns, like if you want to do a newsletter, if you want to do, let me see if they'll pull it up. Okay, let me say create a campaign, then I know it'll come up that way. Oh, nah, well, now I gotta, here, let me just say test. Oh, I already have a test. Okay, so right here, and as you can see, the other, oh man, never mind, forget about it. I got to go through all of that. But as you can see right here, they got automated, split test. They have the trigger, RS trigger, the database, auto response. So I could do a lot with this here. But I'm gonna have to I'll get with Alicia and with Marcus, because with what Alicia and Marcus says, if I could continue doing everything that I'm doing, then I'll shift over to RealNext, and I'll do that. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. So I meant to oh, there it is. Stop sharing. All right.
Hey, Daryl, why did you show the two campaigns you did, and they have different backgrounds?
Yeah.
One had the background you have now on your Zoom call with the mastermind. So you've already branded that. So why would you change now? Because that is, to me, when I see that right there, I think of you. That's your brand. So are you changing your branding too? I mean, you're rebranding?
No, Murphy Beta Financial Group is the LLC that handles the properties.
Okay.
So when I submit an LOI, it goes out as Murphy Bain Financial Group. The
Okay.
commercial multifamily mastermind, that's my mastermind group,
Okay.
and stuff like that.
So you got two different brands you're going. Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Yeah. Excellent question. Any questions? Anyone else? Any questions anyone want to ask? Okay. All right. So I'm gonna give you all a break. No homework this week. No homework this week. However, this is not homework. This is not an assignment. Okay. But for next week, I want you to have at least 5 contacts in 5 new contacts in your database. So if there's someone on this call right here, right now, and they're not in your database, put them in, ask them, reach out to them. Hey, let's connect. Okay. Let's connect. Okay. So reach out. This is where we get started, right? So it's not an assignment. It's not homework. But next Wednesday, you got to have 5. You got to add 5 new contacts to your database. Okay. Now, when you add them to your database, make sure you send them out a letter. It was a pleasure to connect with you. Let's stay in contact. It doesn't have to be nothing long, nothing fabulous. Don't get long-winded, right? Just say to them, it was a pleasure connecting with you, to let them know. And also when you send the letter, put your picture at the bottom. I guarantee you a lot of people don't even remember who you are. I'm telling you right now. They'd have met 10,000 people, and all they're going to get is a name. It's going to say Daryl Murphy. You'll be like, who in the world is Daryl Murphy, right? So put your picture at the bottom and just say, hey, it was a pleasure meeting you. Let's stay in contact. You got them in your database. Now make sure you stay in contact with them by sending them letters and information, content as it's called. Send them content, right? Send them content. If I send you something, if you think it's good and if you like it, you can send it to someone else. Take my name off. Put your name up there. Send it on out, right? Right. So that's how I may send her something that's going to explain cap rates. He said, "Yo, this is pretty good." let me send this out. Add your little twist to it, put a couple of drops of flavor on it, salt, pepper, and then send it out. Right? That's
But
how it's
Daryl,
done.
when you first started your campaign, because you wouldn't start with cat race. If there's someone you really first time connecting with, you wouldn't do the cat race. You'd go mostly into why multifamily. And is that what
Correct.
you're doing? Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Matter of fact, when I go to these seminars and conferences, everybody have their cards or e-cards or whatever, right? And then I get the information, but I always say to them, hey, let's take a selfie together right quick, right? Take a selfie, and I upload the selfie into my phone under so that way when I get to my room, I send them out that letter and I put our picture there, and that way they say, oh yeah, I remember this guy right here.
Yep. Okay.
Right.
That's a good idea though, the pitch with the selfie. And you
Yeah.
can also post it on your Facebook or whatever you want to post it, and they
Correct.
put their name under it. So then it's kind of like an instant connection that way too.
Yeah.
That's actually smart.
And also ask them, hey, let's connect on LinkedIn, Facebook, right? That way they could get to know you. They get to see what you do and stuff like that. I have people that follow me then, and oh, let me say this too before I let y'all go. If you post something on Facebook and you get a lot of responses, message those people directly. Hey, thank you for the response. I really appreciate that. Right? And see if they respond back. and say, hey, I would like to add you to my database. Maybe you'll come to my mastermind or whatever, whatever you have a meetup or so. Tell you right now. Some of them may say, no, that's okay. But you got them on Facebook. And some of them will say, yeah, here's my email. Add them to your database. Okay. So it's 2:59. Any other questions? Anybody want to know a little more tricks of the trade or whatever? Tricks of the trade. But that's really it. That's really it. Thank you so much.
Share all of our info to get a head start on it now.
Okay. I'll put let me put mine in there. And since I said to do that, I'll be the first one to put my contact info in there.
And Lily's going to join us on Tuesday.
Fantastic. Okay. That, and here I'll put my number there too. Is my number? What the heck is my phone number?
That's just your number.
Hey, I don't call my own number. Let me see. Oh yeah. That's right.
No, that's something he didn't know his number.
I don't know why I got a brain freeze all of a sudden, man. I'm like, what's my number? There you go. All right. But yeah, and if you want to connect with me on Calendly, LinkedIn, you want to have a talk with me, come on. Hey, I'm more than happy to talk to you. Okay. If you're in New Jersey people, we have to get together. If you're in Delaware, if you're in Maryland, come on up. Maryland, come on up here. Washington, D.C., come on up here to Jersey. Let's have some good times. New York, Pennsylvania, come on. Let's get together. All right. I'm done. I'm really done. It's 3:01. Listen, y'all go ahead. Have a good time. Don't forget, add 5 contacts to your database. Okay? Stay cool, everyone.
Thanks, Daryl.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, man. All right. Stay cool.